Welcome to the GRG podcast, the place for all your gaming news, plus hot topics of the week. Also, remember to follow us on Twitter at KMega4.
Welcome to the GRG podcast.
Ham got a new mic. Ladies and gentlemen. I thought you got a new mic. Oh, no, it was a new camera. You got a new camera. Ladies and gentlemen, the GRG podcast is live in full effect. And yes, we're missing 2. We're down 2. But that doesn't matter because we're up 1. Matter of fact, we're up 10. Because if you look up here on the left-hand corner at the top, above that sucker at the bottom, forget him, scratch him completely out. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a goddess amongst us, a gaming phenom, one of the OGs in this place, man. I always got to give her flowers every time that I even talk to her, but definitely anytime that she's been on GRG. This is not her first time, but man, every time is a great time, man. So before y'all even hear her wonderful voice, let me pay homage to the goddess, to the GOAT. This woman's been doing this for a very long time, man, going all the way back, a big fan. Plus, on top of that, you know what I'm saying, she served our country, and she about that life. You see that poster in the back. She's all about that Second Amendment. She does videos about heaters, so she is not the one to play with. And she gets out there and she gets down in them games, man. It's always a pleasure to have you on, man. Miss K, what's going on? What you been playing? How you been doing? Let everybody know right now from the jump, where can they find you at? If you want to put your information in the description, please do that so everybody can follow you on Facebook and all of that. But what's going on with you, Miss K?
What's going on, K Mega and everybody? I appreciate all the love and the support. I'm not on Twitter anymore, but if you want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitch, 219 Gary IND, or YouTube, Miss K's TV. And it's a pleasure to be here. Yes, as always.
No doubt. I will definitely put your information in the description. I always do it later because I'm a lazy bum. I do it on the next day because afterwards I'm done. I'm finna go game, or I'm finna go to sleep, or I'm finna go do some other things. Whatever. But you know what I'm saying? But because it's Friday night, we got to do it right. And of course, and unfortunately, You know, we are up another person, which I thought would never come back here. I thought I told Miss Patty to keep his old ass away, but he keeps coming back. Dark is gone. He went on hiatus. I don't know where he is. Probably this gentleman here probably sent somebody to take him out. So if you could put an APP for Dark, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he is swimming with the fishes out there somewhere in LA. But anyway, Sir X-Man, we got a lady present. I hope you know how to mind your manners, old sucker. What's going on with you, brother? How you been doing and what you been playing, man?
Somebody that know how to mind their manners. Really? You really gonna go there? Hey, I think the ponies went out to Southern California to take care of Dark.
Man.
That's what I think what happened going on, talking about Xbox and praise and everything. That's what I think happened to Dark.
Oh, nice. And we got a venomous Viper sighting. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Viper. He said, hope you guys have a great show. He says, I'll do that TTS next week. Spit that venom. Okay. I'm not going to ask no questions because the last time that we seen Viper, he was at work, or he claimed it to be work. All I knew is he had a mask and he was in a cooler. And I think I seen bodies in the back. So I ain't got wherever you doing, brother. You do what you do. I don't care if you say, "Hey, I'm coming in now." I will cuss you out in my mind because I don't know what you got going on out there in the Chicago streets. But anyway, let's shout out to you, Viper.
I told you about this in Chicago. Do I diss Oklahoma?
Oh man, hey, we got red clay out here. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. You got red clay, yeah. That red clay. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but last but not least, we're going down here. This man's looking somber. This man's probably looking sad because
don't nobody care about that red mud. Nobody care about that stuff, man.
You know,
you keep bringing up that filthy red mud.
Got red clay.
We got them Black Hills out in Nebraska. We got them Black Hills.
I bet you won't go in those Black Hills, sucker.
I bet you I would. It ain't no thing.
Okay, all right. Anyway, what's going on with you, brother? Ham Solo, what's going on, man? You know what I'm saying? So far, nobody ain't told me what they playing, so I'm gonna ask you what you've been playing, but you know, it is what it is.
I forgot that.
Yeah, I will go back to you. Path of Neo. Let's go.
Been playing some original Xbox, Path of Neo. Also been playing Exo Primal, a little bit Diablo, Gotham Knights on my PC. For the most part, that's pretty much it. I mean, I've been playing some. I'm not sure if I just said it, but 2K.
Oh no, you said 2K.
But we do that all the time. A game that I can't wait to get into after I get done with Path of Neo. Everyone's really hyped about the new version of it, but I'm still thinking this is the best one right here. This one right here
is that Armageddon or Deception?
Best. Deception, sir.
Deception is cold.
Conquest. You got the like chess game and stuff like that. Really dope game.
I love Armageddon.
Yeah, you sound too far away. If you want to talk, we got to hear you.
I said, Mr. K Mega, I said Armageddon was my favorite Mortal Kombat because all the customization you can do in it. My favorite.
All right. Let's go. Sleepy Goblin, Newark, you know what I'm saying? What's going on? Happy Friday, brother. You know what I'm saying? The Blue. You know what I'm saying? Verge in the building. You know what I'm saying? Thank you guys for coming through. You know what I'm saying? Share this out because I'm lazy. I don't share my own stuff out. I need to start doing that more often. But I do have a nice announcement. I am 160 away from 5,000 subscribers. So if we could try to get that here soon, it would be fantastic. You know what I'm saying? So I want to try to get that here as soon as possible so I can gloat a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, and then try to get it on that way to 10,000. And then if K Mega gets to 10,000, then nobody can stop me. I think after that, then I'm about to start taking over the world. I'll be the dog. You know what I'm saying? It's over. No, I'm just playing. But anyway, it'll be great. But I really do appreciate everybody who's supporting the channel, especially, I'm so inconsistent. Yeah, Ham is trying to help me with that. I'm supposed to be doing my thoughts video, but then I'm kind of like, not in the mood. So, but I stick with my obligations, of course, with GRG, and also doing, doing the crossover, and then when I do Devin the Gamer with my boy the Don. But other than that, I kind of like, but so we're just doing it. But Miss K, what have you been playing? Yeah, because I know that you said that you forgot to mention what you've been playing.
Oh yeah, Exo Primal that I'm enjoying, and also Wreckfest. I went back to Wreckfest.
Really?
Yeah, I love it.
I haven't played Wreckfest in so long.
It's
the original
dope.
or the remake?
I think it's the remake.
Yeah,
but it's good though. It's just mindless fun.
It is. That's it. Just mindless fun.
I was like, okay. Exo Primal kind of surprised me. I was like, shooting dinosaurs. I like this.
Yeah. Exo Primal is dope. I was playing it with him. I was going to try to play it with Don and them, but I guess I didn't. I guess they kind of, him and whoever he was playing with, they weren't feeling it. And I think for people that need that instantaneous hit right off the bat, Exo Primal, you have to build your way, and then the more that you progress and play, it opens up, and the better that it is. So I'm pretty sure that he'll probably scratch that, which is unfortunate because I was trying to get back in there, but by the time that I was trying to get to him, then they were already on Halo. So I was like, okay. So, but it's all good. All right. And as you can see, I'm playing, as you see here, Ratchet and Clank. Really enjoy it. It does have some hitches. I will talk about that going a little bit further, the PC version. But man, it's a fabulous game, man. That's the reason why I got it.
I expected for you to use it on the HHD.
Stop it. Stop being messy. I'll get into that. I'll get into that later because I was not going to try to say that now. But you know what? Let's let this gameplay just kind of roll through, and then when we get back to it, I want to show some Ratchet and Clank again. Let people see me playing it on the HHD. But anyway, let's get to the very first topic, man.
I was playing, you didn't ask me nothing.
I did ask you, but you kept you were too busy talking.
Oh my God.
Did I not give you an intro?
Yeah, but you didn't ask nobody else in their intro what they were playing. You just went reverse.
I asked everybody else.
You didn't ask me.
I did ask you. Hey, Ham, did you hear me ask him? See, his mic is off. See, he was already about to lie. That's
because we can read his lips. That's why.
I see what I'm about to say. He was already about to start capping. The gaming god says, "Shut thy mouth, you thy liar, thou foul stench."
I've been playing Battlefield. Leave me go.
Okay, that's it. That's all you've been. I thought you said you was playing Vampire Survivor or whatever.
Now, so I can get my PC points. I got 100 points for just logging into Vampire Survivor on the PC for.
But I thought you liked that game though, just altogether.
I do like the game, but only when I'm jumping on somebody's podcast or something. I do a little Vampire Survivor.
Well, you better have full concentration because if you over here trying to play the game and do that, I think you're gonna fail the show tonight.
I play Vampire. It only works on one screen, so I have to put it on my middle screen. It doesn't spread out.
Okay. All right. So
all three screens.
All right, well, let's get started. Let's get started right off the bat. And this is something that so I was having a conversation with Kid Smooth and Attic last night, and I was not expecting the comment that my boy Kid Smooth posted. I don't know, that was a little wild, but it is what it is. Kid Smooth gets in some of the moods and he just says what he wants to say. It is what it is. I'm not tripping, but yeah, it did kind of throw me for a little bit like, okay. But anyway, we was having a really good conversation in regards to talking about like Xbox with the console aspect and the needs within there, or if there is any need. So basically, this is kind of our first topic, and this is Sony has sold over 40 million consoles, while Xbox has sold over 21 million. Was Phil Spencer right that because of the Xbox One gen, Xbox has lost that console market to PlayStation and Nintendo? I'm going to go to our guest straight off that, Ms. K. What is your thoughts about that? Do you agree with that? And I'll ask a second question coming back around, but do you agree with that with that segment, or do you think that that might be a little bit misconstrued just because of the fact that PlayStation has always done well jumping off the gate? What do you think?
I think, as far as hardware, PlayStation is what it is. But as far as software, I think Microsoft, as far as getting their games on everything, Game Pass, etc., across all these different devices, 21 million is, was it 21 million? Yeah.
It's over 21 million, yeah.
Over 21 million. I think that's pretty good for Xbox. I don't think that Phil is really trying to push hardware right now. I mean, we really don't need it. I don't feel, but PlayStation, hey, hats off to them if they selling, that many consoles. But I think Microsoft is focusing more on the software side of things, games, and just because I don't really see a lot of games like on the PlayStation side. I'm not saying they don't have the games, but I don't really see anything that was interesting to me at this point. So I don't know. It's just in that aspect, I think he is right, but he's not trying to cut any corners and say that that we're gonna so-called console war. I don't think Xbox is going in a totally different direction, and they have been for a while. When I bought my PC, I knew they were going in a different direction. That's why I bought a PC.
Right.
That's the writing was on the wall. It was on the wall that how we play our games and how we get our games is gonna be different. It's not gonna be the traditional like it was back in the day. It's changing, and either we change with it or get left behind. So hey, Microsoft is leading the way on that because gaming is changing. How we play and the way we play and how we get our games, and the digital footprint is there. 10 years ago, what was it? Maybe 10 years ago. They tried to, kind of force us into it, but it's here in our face right now.
It is. And that's a really great point, because so many gamers was opposed of how when the Xbox One came about. And now when you look at it, Microsoft had the blueprint, but as Phil alluded to, is that like, man, we lost that generation because we didn't reach out to the gamer properly to make them understand that gaming is changing. So I totally agree with you 100% on that. Let me go ahead and go to you on this one, Ham Solo. Do you agree with what Ms. K is saying, or do you have a different take? Because, I mean, when you look at it, you see that like the PlayStation community, they always are touting PlayStation is always outselling Xbox. I mean, it's not like it has always happened. I mean, the 360 was at the forefront, but then PlayStation caught back up at the end of the generation. Is it one of these things where like Xbox gamers should just kind of chill on caring about the console sales, or should they still worry about consoles into the same degree as though like PlayStation or Nintendo fans do?
I personally don't think you should be like super crazy worried about console sales too much, because when something is as spread out as Xbox is, you can't really fully give all the credit to one thing. So, I mean, they hit you with the 2 SKUs at the beginning of this generation and PC, and everybody knows PC is, I mean, pretty much since the Xbox like 360 days, like PC has been able to be stronger pretty easily over consoles. And I mean, they're going to lean into that more because that's where more of their software and stuff is. And they can kind of get you tied up into more and more and more stuff. But I think the one thing that Xbox fans, including myself, just need to be wary of is that we're loud enough for consoles to continue to come out always. Instead of giving them too much of an okay to say, well, it's either PC or cloud. Because that's when it's just like, eh. So as long as they have options, I mean, Samsung has how many different types of phones? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, all these companies have all these different types of things. Even Sony with their TVs, they have the high tier TV, they have the low end TV. You know what I'm saying?
Sony does not have a low end TV.
They every TV company has a lower tier TV than their highest.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
there is not just TCL doesn't just say we're just this one TV, take us or leave us. They come out with this TV and then say, well, if you're not quite there, you can get this TV.
I got you
as
well. You're right. I thought you said Sony. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying Sony with their TVs as well. They do that with their TVs too.
They don't have low end TVs.
You're missing what I'm saying. I'm saying they have lower end models compared to their highest end model. They don't just have one SKU for their TVs.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
No, not Sony, dude. Their TVs are not cheap. Even if you go at the lower ends, they're not cheap.
Well, I know
is he missing what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but I think that Sony did try to go all in with the premium, just like what they're doing with the consoles, like what they're doing with their games, things like that. I know that they were in discussions of just sticking with premium everything going forward. But I'm sure that there's some lower tier Sony television still available. I don't know about newer televisions, but I definitely understand what you're talking about here. I get it.
Well, like they had their Bravia versions and their other type of versions.
The OLEDs.
Exactly. So there's different versions. There's different quality. Is all that I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say, they have a Hisense version and then
Sir
an
X-Man got a
OLED,
smirk on his face.
The Insignia version.
But see what Sir X-Man likes to do, and this is why your podcast ends up being 4 hours long.
Not tonight. It's not. I gotta get back on that Tekken. It ain't happening tonight. We getting back on. I'm getting on that Tekken. So you know what I'm saying. I look at this certain time and we out.
But anyways, But yeah, I just see Xbox not ever really wanting to take away a way of purchasing into their product, especially in a position where they're in like third or something like that. They're gonna want to access the player however they see fit, not the way that not the way that Microsoft exactly sees fit. They want to appease the customer. So if the customer wants to play on a console, you heard Phil Spencer come out to the stage and say, "We heard you guys loud and clear. We're gonna get some more shit shipped," and that's what they did. And then they made a different type of console, the Black Series S, for more memory. They are listening, so that's why I'm saying, as long as we're here. Yeah, they may lean or equal or like equal the playing field for each ways to play a little bit more. But like as long as there is a crowd, they will feed that crowd.
All right. That's fair enough. That's fair. I mean, that's fair. Sir X-Man, it's your turn. Will Xbox ever get there? Will ever have that opportunity to where the console where Xbox will overtake Sony or even Nintendo in console sales? And if not, or should Microsoft even care at this point after what Phil said a few months ago when he had that interview saying that, look, they lost the console generation, the most important generation with the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. So do you think that they should continue to put more focus into the console, or just kind of keep it at a stalemate at where they're at now?
I think Microsoft and Phil.
You're gonna have to put that mic. I don't know why you keep moving that mic away from your mouth.
I didn't move the mic.
That little beady head, man. That mic just keep moving around, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's not little bitty. Thank you. I will go into Discord later and adjust the volume.
Oh, okay. All right, sorry. I'll adjust it for you. Go ahead.
Well, thank you very much, young man.
Yes,
I think Microsoft and the dollar are pulling the wolves over the industry on how many consoles they sell. When you think about the S just rocketing, and the S is still a part of the next generation. The S was selling like hotcakes when you could not find a PS5. But they're not putting it into the calculation. So Microsoft's been hush-hush on everything. You got what they say you're supposed to have, what, 35, maybe 40 million Game Pass people now. So most of those games are this new series generation. And you got a lot of people playing that. So it's like they know they can't get it on the Xbox One. So how you going to say out there in the market that they only got 21,000 consoles? You know what I'm saying? Right. So Microsoft is very meticulous since their inception in the early 1990s. And they like to catch people off guard, like they caught Sony off guard, like they caught the Activision, you know, well, my God, not the CMA, but, you know, that woman that tried to stop Microsoft. They caught them off guard with how their procedures are. So the FTC, they got caught off guard. Sony got caught off guard. They're a very meticulous and very patient company. They have always been like that. That's why when Sony started rising, Microsoft said, we're not going to give you no numbers anymore. And we're really not going to give you any how many people we got subscribed to it. A lot of these subscriptions and a lot of these consoles on the Microsoft side is based on speculation. Microsoft doesn't deal in speculation. They always have dealt in facts. And they're making money. If they weren't selling consoles like they should, they wouldn't be doing as good as they are doing. So obviously there's something going on behind the doors that no one knows about. And whenever it does come out to true light, and they do find out how many consoles they have really sold, whenever it does, their people going to be like this. Microsoft's been lying to us the whole time. They haven't been telling us anything. Nothing. You can see the new X, Twitter, whatever the hell it is, blowing up. Microsoft lied. No, Microsoft didn't tell you nothing. You just made assumptions out there in the world on what you really wanted it to be. 21 million consoles. It's more than that. And it got to include the S because it's next gen and it runs games real fine. Look at no diss to Redfall, but look how much better Redfall ran on the S than it did on the X and PC. So that was a game that people on the S were enjoying, but you couldn't play it with a previous gen. So they just don't tell people everything anymore because they got tired of all the backlash from 2013, and they said, we're done with that. We're going to go our own way. We're going to do our own path, and we're going to do it to our advantage. We just want the money, and we want our gamers to be happy. And that's the most important thing that we have right now. So don't tell them nothing, Microsoft. Let them get hit with the hammer when you come down on them and people find out what you got to do. Like, damn, what were you doing?
Oh, you said they're gonna hit them with the hammer. So what you
saying? Oh, don't you pull that damn bat out. Don't you put that bat over there on the counter?
You said they coming with a little bit of they coming with a little something like that. Is that what you telling us? Is that what you? Okay.
Come on.
Okay. All right. I don't know.
Game Pass is hitting them harder than they think.
Well, I mean that part is true, but I mean in the court hearings those numbers did come out. I mean, so I mean.
I think it's more than what people are putting out there.
You agree with that, Ms. K? You think it's more than the 20?
It probably is. I mean, think about it. Microsoft is an American company.
Damn right.
Can I say that again?
Yes, you can.
Microsoft is an American company.
Say that one more time for me, girl. Say that one more time for me with pride.
It's American. It's an American company.
Okay.
That's all I got to say. Y'all know where I'm coming from.
Oh yeah, we know what you're coming from. You come from. All right. Well, you know what?
I support America. That's all I can say.
That's right.
Nothing, no shade to anyone else. I'm not. It is what it is. I ain't gonna be messy today, but Yeah, it is what it is.
It is GRG. It can be a little messy. It's no problem. I mean, it's a little. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Messier than that.
Hey, I mean, you just sit back and you watch, and like I said, I don't get into the politics of it, but I did look at the court case and everything, and I didn't like how the FTC was trying to handle.
No, I don't think
us as Americans. I was like, wait a minute, this is political here. We're Americans, and we do things differently. So I'm glad they put her in a place.
Yes, they did. And
it is what it is.
I think a lot of people feel that way. Even if they're like, now, of course, Stans didn't, but I'm talking about for just Americans in the sense of just looking at it from the outside in, that not gamers or people that were gamers that was looking at like, come on now, all these other countries is siding with Microsoft, but you have a pinpoint to go and single out Microsoft. And we understand the reason that you want to get this win, but to go after your own when a company, but you're defending a company overseas that is just allowing wreck shop, like they're violating trade laws, and you're supporting that over, just to try to get a win. And I totally understand that. So I feel that.
Don't eat your own, eat the other.
Well, no,
eat
agree.
The ones that not in, you know what I'm saying? Don't eat the ones that represent you as America. Don't eat your own.
All right, now.
Come back and bite you.
Well, we ain't coming in here talking about America now.
No,
all right, now this guy's about to go down. He gonna go
I mean, you know that. Dude, come on, man.
No. But I agree. I agree with Miss K. I agree with everybody. I mean, I've said it too here on the show. I mean, Ham has said it. Everybody else, even Dark Optimus, who was a PlayStation first guy, he even said like, this don't make any sense. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? It's all right to investigate and to see where customers could be, where customers could maybe get a shorthand of the stick somewhere. But there is no question. Like, I mean, Xbox is in third place. Xbox has been behind for 20 years. And then you look and see how Sony has manipulated the game and how they play. How is it, you know what I'm saying? It's fair game right now. I mean, it's no different than what we've seen reports coming out about Spider-Man, even though there's more reports coming out about that. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Okay, so now to double back onto my second question on this. And this was the conversation that we had last night. And this is something that I've always talked about that I agreed with, is about Microsoft, that I've always had a problem with Microsoft, and that's their advertising during the Xbox One generation. And like Kismu was saying, like, look, man, like, I don't understand it. And this is what cracked me up, because he said this, and you know how much I'm an advocate. I'm a Halo 5 stan. Like, nobody can tell me nothing bad about Halo 5, right? But he was saying that, and this is something that I didn't agree with him. He said Halo 5's marketing was perfect, was brilliant. And I'm like, no, I mean, it misled people. He said, but that's the point. And me and Attic was disagreeing with him on it, but he was like, but this is the point. He said that was the biggest, and it is true. Halo 5 is the biggest selling first party title on Xbox One. Halo 5 is that game, right? But he said that drew all these people in to want to know what was going on. And did they lie? Chief and Locke, they did fight. Chief did go rogue. And so the more he started talking about it, I'm like, well, he isn't lying, but it did just seem a little crummy, because that was not the depiction of what the advertising was. But it all stems back to when Xbox just had that type of advertising, and then after that, it just kind of went away, and it seems like it has its moments, but it just hasn't gotten back to the 360 era. So let me go to you on this one, Ham. Is that one of the biggest problems for a lot of people that are concerned about Xbox and the console aspect of it, and the reason why it doesn't gravitate enough? Because I feel that that's one of the biggest problems, is the fact that they don't advertise enough. They should be advertising all the time, but it seems like they get caught up behind these analytics, and not find themselves just going gun ho on everything that they have. What do you think? Am I wrong on that, or do you agree?
No, I 100% agree. Although
Okay.
I'd love to disagree with you. I'd much rather disagree with you. But unfortunately, I 100% agree with you on this one. And I've been telling people for a hot minute that like Starfield is almost a month away, and I feel like that game has got way under advertised. Like, as big of a game, as much as it seems like you're leaning on this game to be like the reimagination of Xbox moving forward into the future with some of these new acquisitions, it's just like, why are we not seeing like it to the point where I'm tired of looking at it? Like, you know what I was tired of looking at months before it came out? Redfall. I was sick of seeing that shit. I was like, bro, can I not see Redfall anymore? And it was everywhere. I mean, what is it with Arcane that allows them to be so loud, yet another piece of the ZeniMax company that's actually the loudest piece, the biggest, the bear? Like, why are they hibernating right before launch? Like, it's just like it's weird to me, and it's so like, it seems like family, kind of like this must run in your genes. Like where'd you get this? How, like you and Xbox been in cahoots for a hot minute, but I didn't know y'all marketing team has been in cahoots for 20 years. Like what the hell has been going on over here? Like, why aren't you guys marketing things to appease more like very specific dimensions of things? They try to advertise everything like you can just throw things on the screen and people will just figure it out for themselves. No, that's not how it works. So like so a lot of people get on my case when I bring this up, but last year for the VGAs, right? For the Video Game Awards, I was saying like, yo, Xbox is too quiet here. Yo, 108 Dragons was like, no, they're trying to do stuff for themselves. And I'm like, yo, I get that. But like, you got PlayStation and Nintendo and stuff like that marketing specific games there. Like, I'm not saying that they have to show something brand spanking new, but give the credit due to like a specific title and like really dig deep and try to get people to come over with that title. This is why you need to come over here. Raz. I remember Raz for Psychonauts. This is why you need to come over to Xbox. Is because this little guy right here. He was everywhere. He was on the Microsoft Store everywhere. Was Raz in 2021. 2022 comes and it's just like crickets. Yeah, you may have pushed Starfield, sure, but why don't you give something to those people that are a little like, damn, I wish I just thought I understand it's a secret game, kind of, right? I mean they don't want to uncover too much of it, but in my opinion, like, bro, if it's that kind of secret, just put Starfield on a billboard and say Xbox next to it. Just say that. And people are like, what is that? It just says Starfield. If you're going to make it seem like a mystery, well, then go full bore and make it a mystery and make it everywhere, but nobody really knows what it is. They just know the name. You know what I mean? Like, I really want to see more of that from Xbox. And it's not just Starfield. Like, bro, you took the crown from Gran Turismo for best racer. Why isn't that a household name yet? Why isn't Forza a household name yet? If it's specifically better than Gran Turismo, and a lot of people, and even a lot of PlayStation fans believe that even. But still, everybody knows the name Gran Turismo. Not a lot of people know Forza. It's just like, to me, a lot of this is just marketing from Xbox, man. And
Yeah,
I really think that they could do so much better with just sales all around. But there's, like I said, I had that interview with Seamus Blackley. K-Meg, I told you this a while back. I had that interview with Seamus, and he said, Seamus said specifically, Microsoft sees, and it's kind of similar to what Mr. X-Man said, which is nuts, and I'm referencing him and James at the same time.
And you're 100% agreeing with me. Boy, Twilight
Yeah, I know. This is a nutty part. This is another part. But
he bumped his head.
but even Seamus said, like, yo, like Microsoft, the way they do things is they think that the products should sell themselves. They don't feel like they should go too far out of their way to do stuff. They don't like to get burned. So that, in my opinion, is still kind of what we're seeing. And we've seen Microsoft kind of try to step out a little bit, and then they go back to like safe mode, where it's just like they don't want to overinvest. Well, now they're fully invested, right? I need them to fully invest in every dimension, not just a few dimensions that they know they can dominate in. I want them to try to even push through to where they like in marketing, they may not be as great or as seen as Nintendo or PlayStation. But for the love of God, you're as rich as you are. I'm just like, bro, like, why? I was so surprised when I didn't see a Starfield commercial during like the Super Bowl or during the NBA Finals or something like that. I'm just like, dude, like they're like, it's just like you got so much money. Like, I just don't get it. All you got to do is just say something. That's all I got to say.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you said a lot. I mean, and I'm agreeing with you on a lot of the takes. You know what I'm saying? Yobi in here being messy, but I will have to do a pushback on that. Yobi said, yep, and Redfall sold itself to the ground. It did later, but because they advertised Redfall so much, those first 2 week sales were impressive. So just put that in perspective. Like, if Redfall was a good game to decent, well, I think Redfall is a decent game. The problem, I think Redfall is a good game that's just broken, and that's what makes it a fail. But you're too low. You gotta see. You stepped away, and then you got your mic right back to. Come on, man.
I was not thinking about Redfall until that commercial 2 weeks ago when they showed all that beautiful gameplay.
Does he sound low to you guys too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So whatever you walked away and did.
Oh, Lord, help me, Jesus Christ. Lord, help me.
Yeah, man. Because I even turned you up. And then you walked away because you probably had a little weak bladder. And then you come back.
I have bladder issues. What is wrong with you?
Nothing. I'm just saying you just low again, brother.
Is that better?
No.
What the heck?
Whatever. Just put the mic.
Is that better?
That's it right there. Now we got Sir X-Man.
Oh, okay. So it's input
Here we go.
volume.
Okay.
All right, thank you for acknowledging that, because I get tossed up with the input and the output sometimes.
That's okay. Okay. All right.
All right.
Well, it's your turn. Go ahead, because I'm gonna let Miss K go last. Well, go ahead.
Question again, please.
Okay. So you just walked away because that little bladder of yours couldn't. And so
I
you
wasn't
forgot
talking about that, you idiot.
No. Okay. Well, the question is about Xbox's advertising. Like, it was just basically like, I mean, is that something that is lacking for the Xbox console to get more recognized or to get more sales is because of the lack of the advertisement, or do you just think that it's just not as popular and it's always going to be in a position where it's down 2-1 against a PlayStation or a Nintendo?
You want to know some of the best advertising I saw from Xbox?
Mm-hmm.
Was in 2013 when they came out and they advertised Titanfall 1.
Mm-hmm.
That was some great advertising.
Have we seen advertising like that now though?
No.
Okay.
All
right.
But the problem is, I think they're holding back, and we know lots of reasons why they're holding back. Like last year, they didn't have really anything to show. We got to give it to them on that. And I think they're letting their namesake of Xbox and quality games ride it. That's why they thought Redfall was going to be a quality game. As I was saying, I didn't care about Redfall because I'm not a zombie person until I seen that.
It wasn't zombies. It's not zombies.
Well, vampires, whatever. I don't play those type of games too much. Last time I played a game like that was Left 4 Dead or Condemned.
Okay.
But that advertising they did 2 weeks before Redfall, I was like, ooh, I want to play this. Now it looks interesting. And the trailer that they said was in-game gameplay was not what we got. And that's the part that disappointed me. Like when I played with you and Hams on that, I was like, okay, I see you guys, but where are you? You know, it's like they made it hard to find. We ain't gonna talk about Redfall. I'm just saying they could have did more work to make it more multiplayer friendly. You know, where it's easy to find where you guys are, so we could accomplish the missions. But you know, that's one fault of theirs. But with Starfield, they need to be advertising like there's no tomorrow. Put the new black Xbox S, Series S, in a Starfield box. Put letters all over it. And if you get approved, put Call of Duty on that box. If you have the rights to do it now. Do that stuff when your new console's coming out. Just don't let it be Halo, Gears, and Forza like it normally is. Put the new stuff on there. You know, just seeing it in the store with that stuff on it will make people think, they got a lot of games coming out on their console. I didn't know they had this. What is this? What kind of game is that? Let me do some research on it. And then they'll probably come out and buy it. You know, but as we see it now, they still have Gears, Halo, and Forza on their newer boxes. That's got to change. And that's advertising right there when people walk into a store. You know, simple advertising like that. You ain't got to put no big money out. Just change the design scheme of the box. Something simple as that. That's all I got on that topic. I got more that I want to get out. I mean, probably push out, but I'm going to let it stand as that for right now.
Okay. All right, Ms. K, what do you think, man? I mean, are you in agreement with everybody so far that, you know, just Xbox's advertisement is just lackluster here ever since since you know, it's been hit and miss, but been overall mostly lackluster compared to how it used to be?
Yeah, they need to go back to how they used to have it. You know, even with Starfield, they could have did a Starfield Series X or Starfield S. You know, market it. You know, it needs to be a happy it needs to be balanced though. It doesn't need to be too much, but it needs to be enough. So if they might have to get the right people. I don't know what it is. Maybe they need to get some people that can help them in the marketing area and kind of get back to how it was, you know, earlier when we had these, you know, for years ago, because it is lackluster. I feel, you know, yeah, I was hyped for just like you remember how they did the Starfield controller and and the headset. I bought that because I was like, okay, that was dope.
Yeah.
You know, so they should have did a console as well, you know. They need to tighten up on that, and I feel like hopefully they will. They listen to us as gamers and consumers, so I guess if we speak, I'm hoping that they'll listen and say take a chance sometimes, and I don't know, maybe they hold it back for whatever reasons, the things that are going on right now. Maybe they just hold it back and just gonna let it all hang loose when these deals go through. I mean,
Right.
who knows? Who
Right.
knows?
Hey,
But
we
yeah,
gotta
they need to
admit,
tighten up.
they've been holding back for years right now.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
before the ABK deal.
right.
you
Yeah,
know, so-
they need to take a chance. You big money. You got the dollars. So invest a little bit more into that marketing team.
Mhm.
So that's just how I feel.
No, I mean, I totally agree with you guys 100%. One of the things that I said last night and I said before was that there is no reason for a game like High Five Rush that got the acclaim that it did and not to be advertised, at least in Adult Swim. Like that's where when I don't watch a lot of TV. I watch news, sports, and some movies on occasion, right?
And Rachel Maddow.
Well, that's what I said, news. You know what I'm saying? Of course I watch my boo. Yeah, I watch Rachel Maddow and Joy Reid, man. What are you talking about? I always gotta watch them. But no, my thing is that and I'm not talking about putting video game stuff into news, but if I could see Surface commercials all over the place, I should be able to see certain Xbox games or at least the Xbox console being presented, or at least Game Pass. Like we were seeing some Game Pass commercials, and we don't even see them no more. And that's the thing. And that's the thing that bothers me is that like they feel because I guess of some kind of analytics, and even though yes, there's more people that are paying attention to YouTube and TikTok and Twitch and things like that over televisions, but it just isn't moving the needle enough when you give a free copy of a game to somebody to play on something, or you give like Paris or Khalif or whoever a custom console. You know what I'm saying? That ain't it. Like, I mean, because if you give them a custom console, is that console going to be for sale, or is this going to be a sweepstakes or or a contest or something to try to get a very few limited supply or just one or two of these custom consoles? Like, I mean, as many dope consoles that we've seen through the Xbox One, Xbox One X, Xbox S, even Xbox Series S and X. Why is it that none of those consoles ever see the light of day in the public? Like, and what you said, like what Seamus Blackley said is like, but that is an old ideology that has to go. Like, they like to play there. And if you see how they advertise, go ahead, Ms. K.
Yeah, I mean, I play mine, Doc. I very seldom.
I do too. I mean, neither. I don't ever undock it. But again, we're different though. We're a different species. Listen, we're the parents that the people talk about, like the media and stuff. We're the parents, or some of us are grandparents now, right?
I have a point for you, K Mega.
Go ahead.
Nintendo and Microsoft, if you think about it, are kind of in the same lane.
No, hell no.
No, listen to me. They give you options of how and where you want to play. If you want to play it at home, play it at home. If you want to play your games on the move or PC or on your console, Xbox give you those options. Nintendo, except for the PC part, is the same way. The other person in blue is one way. They're slowly changing, but they're one way.
Well, so Nintendo don't have any games on PC.
No, I said except for PC for Nintendo, but they give you the option to play your game, take it with you, or play it docked at home like a normal console. Xbox also gives you that option to play it in the cloud, or play it on a Steam Deck and have it downloaded, or playing on the new cross, whatever that thing is, the Rogue
Ally.
Yep. And they give you an option to play it that way and download it. Sony does not give you that option. They'll give you little trickles of their games coming out to PC, but you have to pay for it all over again. Nintendo, they don't they do it where you just pay in one place and you can take it anywhere you go. Microsoft, same way. You can buy it on Steam most of the time, Microsoft can, but you have options to play it on your PC, on your phone, or at home on your home console. Plus, you can play xCloud on your TV without even having an Xbox now.
True. With
the Samsung. So that's the difference between them and PlayStation. They give you options. And that's what I'm not trying to say anything. Y'all can kill me later. And that's what Sony is afraid of.
No, that's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Okay, you mind if I hit on something real quick?
Yeah, please.
Something it's something that's been bothering me a little bit lately, and I know it's not gonna stop here. It's gonna continue for probably the next centuries or whatever. But like something that I want to hit on is like I look at the chat and it kind of saddens me a little bit that some people are getting so kind of bent out of shape about some of the stuff that we're talking about, some of the stuff that we're saying.
Yeah, I'm looking at
and like thinking that like it's like one bad thing versus like another great thing. And in my opinion, it's just like, yo, man, like even the best, like I love, like Xbox is my main place, right? K-Meg, you know this. Xbox is my main place. It doesn't matter if your team just won a Super Bowl.
Right.
There are holes in your squad. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You can love your team to death, but unless they won every single game 48-0, there are holes in their game. And we, as fans, have the duty to say, yo, that don't look right. I want that to do better.
Right.
So then I can focus on something else. Maybe it's the next hole. Maybe it's the next, maybe it's a congratulations because I can't find no issue. But there's still a hole. Whether I can find the issue or not, there's still a hole. Somebody else is going to find the hole that I didn't see. Right? So I mean, to me, it's just a little, it's a little weird when some people get frustrated that we point out.
He wants a PlayStation podcast. That's what he wants. That's what some people want. They want a PlayStation podcast to where everything is all lollipops and bubble gum, and they just talking about everything so friendly and nice and sweet.
Well, the thing is I'm never gonna be that. I'm always going to be super duper objective about things. And like, I'll be honest about like, yo, like I'm more of the, I'm always going to root more for Xbox than I am for PlayStation. That just is what it is. You know that if you follow me, it's obvious. But one thing I'm not going to do is hold my tongue if I don't like something.
Right.
If I don't like I don't like the share feature for Xbox. For the video, for sharing your videos and stuff like that, or recording your like capture clips and stuff like that, I don't like it. I'm not gonna. It's not good. It's old. It just needs to be updated. 1 minute clips, and then I have to switch to like 2 minute clips on only 1080. But 4K, I can only get 30-second clips. Like, it's just like, to me, that's silly. But over there on the other side for PlayStation, I can play the game for 2 hours and then be like, man, that last hour was dope. And I can record that whole last hour that I just got done playing. I can just go hit the button to the share and go and hit record the last hour. To me, that's being objective, and that's helping Xbox as a company say, yo, I identified the problem. We should go fix that. That's why they did what they did with the new consoles when Phil Spencer hit the stage and said, yo, we heard you guys making new consoles. We heard you guys. We're putting more memory into the Series S. Not quite enough. We heard you guys. You're tired of just showcases and you want to see the meat and potatoes. We heard you guys. We heard you guys. We heard you guys. If we just sat there and just said Xbox is doing great, they would have fell into the fucking dirt already.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I just think people need to be okay with seeing some objective opinions, whether you agree or disagree. I think it's very disingenuous, and I think it's very ignorant to just act like I don't see no issue.
Well, yeah, and that was the thing. Like, I thought he was playing, but then he was serious, right? Like, he calling us pony bots because we're being objective. Nobody ain't saying anything wrong, and I don't think anybody, not only on this panel, but anybody that's really listening, except maybe him or somebody else, that looks at that and says, "Yeah, Xbox is doing everything great." No, they're not, and I'm not, and I don't. And that was my point that I was going to end off with before we moved on, was that this Xbox is in a different lane. They don't care about the sales on that level like they do. And I've said this for years going into this. Xbox can still win the market share without selling the most consoles. They have that ability because they're being well-rounded. PlayStation has to. Nintendo just doing what Nintendo does, their namesake alone just brings their fan base there, and they dog walk both Xbox and Nintendo and PlayStation when it comes to exclusives. There is no questions about it. But when you sit here and you bring up the point about advertising and you get mad about that, that's on you just being upset for no apparent reason, when that is an apparent, like, great analogy that Ham brought, a hole in the system. And it was something that I said last night, was that hopefully when the ABK deal is closed, because the way that, and you know why Call of Duty's so damn popular is because of their advertising. Everybody's talking now, you know, there was some people that was bitching and complaining because
Call of Duty on a freaking soda.
Right.
You see it on a soda.
Yeah, potato chip, Burger King everywhere, right? Yep. I mean, you know what? And then when it was putting Halo on Chips Ahoy and stuff like that, or Oreo cookies and stuff like that, and people were over here clowning it, what happened? Halo Infinite had the most, had the biggest launch in history. Halo Infinite had the biggest launch in history because of that. That's because of the advertising. It's what Sir X-Man was saying, is basically like, look, it can't always be Halo, Gears, and Forza. It has to be more. I seen somebody in the chat brought up something about Gears 5. My wife is not a gamer. And when she heard the Gears 5, when she saw it and heard the music playing from Gears 5, that hit. She's like, "Is that 9 Inch Nails? Wow!" And then that even got her to say, "I think I might try to play that." I mean, it might be too hard though. That's what you do. You put, like, listen, sporting events, Adult Swim. Even if you do, you know what I'm saying, just anything on that has any commercial base, like with Cartoon Network or with Disney and all that other shit, put your shit on there. I can tell you how many times I've seen that a cheaply made, ridiculous Final Fantasy 16 commercial where old dude is over here, pick it up today, Final Fantasy 16. It was cheap. But you know what? It sold over 3 million. I mean, High Five Rush should have been out there on Toonami and with South Park. With South Park and all that shit, like in Adult Swim being advertised, just like I see Nintendo. Nintendo is even advertising in Adult Swim spaces with PlayStation. And then when you look at, this is for me, last point. The most craziest shit that I ever see. I'm watching a college football game, and I'm seeing powered by PlayStation, and Sony is on a Japanese company. What? Powered by PlayStation. This highlight from the halftime show is highlighted by Sony, by PlayStation, and Xbox. Microsoft is an American company, and knowing that football is the biggest sport in this country, and you don't got something but other than Surface being addressed, Like, I mean, that is something to me that it always bothers me. That's just one of those things. And if anybody questions about me being an Xbox first guy, you're an idiot. If you say that I'm not and call me a pony bot, then get your ass out here. Don't come back. I don't care. Because you are emotionally too tied into the Twitterverse and listening to too many goddamn stands to even comprehend logically. Get to stepping. I don't care. That's ignorant to me. That's ignorant to me. But I got to be logical about the situation, and it's just a topic to hear what everybody says and what you guys say in the chat. It's just real talk. Anybody else have anything to say before we move on to the next topic?
Real quick. Nobody on this panel agrees with Kid Smooth.
No, hell no.
I seen somebody saying that. So you agree that they should sell? No,
absolutely not.
I hate Apple. The last thing I want to do is have somebody sell me something that's worth $500 for $750. I don't want that. That is Apple, in my opinion. Like, I'm sure they got great stuff, but I ain't trying. They are like, if anybody was close to Apple, in my opinion, when it came to gaming, it'd be Sony, man. They look very identical, in my opinion.
Right.
Only here on Apple. Well, only there on PlayStation too.
Right.
Can't make his point about the football thing. Okay.
Not sharing.
No. They have the rights to advertise EA football. You would think common sense would say, instead of Sony being there, Microsoft should be there. One would think, because they're
you said college football though.
Wait a second, but still, NFL. Yeah. Microsoft has the rights to advertise that every year, the John Maddens. Yeah. So that still trickles down to the NFL.
They do.
You would think Microsoft to have the rights, not Sony, to advertise on the NFL shows. But you see Sony PlayStation just pumped out everywhere. Yeah. That's one of my criticisms on the advertising situation.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's an advertising issue, and for people that don't agree with that, that's fine. But I mean, then you're living in a world of denial, because if you're one of those people like, I don't care about the sales, Xbox is still doing and providing everything that I want. You know what I'm saying? By making these acquisitions, Game Pass, putting games, play anywhere. Since now I've got this PC now and all this other stuff, I care about those things more important than that. But you'll be the same people that will get mad at me saying, or anybody on this panel that just sits here and tells the truth. But then when those stands keep talking about sales, and then you're coming, well, Xbox got to do something better. Then you fell for the trap. You don't want to fall for the rope-a-dope. You too emotionally invested. Shit, this is a $1 trillion company. And yes, I was just reading what Duvall said, was that, like, look, he said the advertising dollars versus profit. I get all that, but you know what I'm saying? But listen, putting in a slot on Toonami and on Adult Swim, I'm not saying anywhere else, High Five Rush, to let people, you know what I'm saying, because it looks like an animation. You put that in there, have the Toonami guy say something, move it around. That ain't, you know what I'm saying? That's, to me, that would be less money than you going ahead and you sending all these consoles and free copies of these games to these YouTubers that go to these content creators that is most likely going to shit on the game for the most part anyway, because they don't have the clause like PlayStation has on their shit. Like, if they give you a free copy, you're gonna have to kiss that ass for that free copy. So, I mean, it is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm not saying to go spin the farm on High Five Rush, but damn, let people, that's a highly acclaimed game. And even if you don't know that that's going to be a highly acclaimed game, once you find out that that's a highly acclaimed game, why not have it advertised a little bit? Not saying for the whole year, but damn, for at least 2 or 3 months.
They should have made a console for High Five Rush.
No, I don't know about that.
You tripping? Now you capping. Now you're going too far.
Don't mock me for this.
Jeez Louise.
No. The way the game is designed, I'm talking about for an S. The way the game is designed and structured,
I'll be back.
Okay.
It would have looked really good on an S.
It would have looked great. I mean, they should do that more often. No, I got you, but I think that's a little bit too much. Now, if they did that for Redfall, that would have been,
that would have been it.
Well, I mean, but I mean, look, but I'm just saying they advertised Redfall like hell, and they bit the bullet. But if you did a Redfall, they did a Redfall controller. Why not do a Redfall S? You see what I'm saying? Like, of course, but you don't know. But they didn't know that. Yeah, but they didn't. Nobody. But I don't think anybody knew that game was in the state that it was. I mean, Phil and them even admitted that they didn't know. They just trusted, and they got bid for it. That's why That's why. Yeah.
That's why. Right. We ain't doing that no more.
All right. Well, I'm going to skip the second topic, and we'll talk about it probably after this. Because I think we're probably only going to have a 3-topic show tonight because this one went so long. But we do got to talk about Ratchet and Clank. And so let's just go ahead and get into it. You know what I'm saying? So Ratchet and Clank is playable on PC. The funny thing about that is that there was no requirements for storage. And the game can be played on an HHD. Did Insomniac and Sony lie to the gamers? Now, if you guys have had opportunity to play it, I'll finna go back and show that. Well, I guess I'll let this God of War stuff go through and then it'll recycle back. But do you feel that Insomniac and Sony lied, or do you just feel like one of the other misled, and maybe not use the word lie so strongly, but just say misled the gaming community when it was talking about that this game can only be played on an SSD, when knowing that there should have been required on the PC, but it's not, and going from there. So let's go ahead and go back to Miss K. What do you think about this situation with Ratchet and Clank? Do you feel like we was misled in some way, shape, or form?
With Sony, PlayStation.
Yeah,
it's very possible.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I wouldn't put nothing past them. I'm just saying. But these are $1 trillion companies, so I don't really put nothing past none of them. But why they would allude to that is what I don't understand. But no, I'm not. It doesn't surprise me that they would lie about a lot of stuff, So yeah.
So have you had a chance to play Ratchet and Clank on the PC yet?
I probably will get it. Probably download it tomorrow.
Okay. Have you played it on the 5?
I have played it on the 5.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's a great game. I mean, now the PC version has some issues. So when I posted the gameplay that I showed, I thought the stutters were from the hard drive, but it was from the optimization, and that was addressed. So now the part where it took a little while for the loading part where they went through the dimensions, when I posted that, now that was still because of the HHD. But the rest of the game, when I had stuttering issues, when people was calling that out, that was because of poor optimization. And so that just got addressed. And so again, they're going to have to do a patch to get it right, or you're going to have to downscale it to 1440p, do a couple of minor changes and things like that for it to run really, really well. But when it runs right, it runs right. It's a beautiful game. So for sure. So did you have anything else that you wanted to adjust to that, or just say like, I'm
glad you said that, because I was a little iffy. I said, well, maybe I should just get it when they iron out all the bugs. I'm gonna get the game. Everything is pretty much going from PlayStation to PC. I'm getting it again, so it is what it is.
On sale or get it from a CD key too.
Yeah, I thought about that.
I got it on sale through CD keys. I got it for $42.
It is what it is. We didn't play it on console.
I wasn't paying $70 for that.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, no.
Dumb, come on now.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick it up. I'm definitely gonna pick it up.
So. Okay, did they ever fix The Last of Us
I've heard that they have. I was going to get that, and then when that went bad, I was like, nope. So far with Sony games going over to PC, I think there's only been 2 games that's been flawless.
Spider-Man and God of War.
Those two were flawless.
Uncharted is pretty good too. Uncharted is good.
Well, Uncharted was bad at launch though.
Yeah, I didn't get it at launch though.
Yeah. See, I bought it at launch. And I was like, oh shit, it was really buggy. So every PlayStation game except for the original Spider-Man and what was it? What was the other one? Sir X-Men? God of War. God of War was amazing. God of War was fantastic. I was like, whoa. Yeah.
That was a good port.
Days Gone was a good port too. I will say that Days Gone was a good port as well. But Horizon Zero Dawn, awful. The Last of Us, that's what kept me from getting it. I'll get it later on. And then now we got Ratchet and Clank. Miles Morales had some issues. And then Returnal had some issues. So, and I bought all of those games day one, except for the Last of Us remaster, because the people that had the game and that early, they of course they couldn't just come out and say, well, this there's a couple of problems here and there, and then once that game released after the pre-order, it was bad. But so it's kind of crazy.
I gotta ask a question. How many games with the Xbox app have you guys had that had a problem with optimization?
Redfall.
Yeah,
well, everybody had with Redfall, dude.
But I'm just saying, Redfall's the first one that come to my mind.
Redfall add the exemption. Just not include Redfall, but any other game that you download from the Xbox app or their general store, where you can still sometimes just download some of those games. Have you had a problem like Sony's having a problem with converting their games over?
No.
I really can't think of any.
No,
I play on the cloud too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, Xbox games are optimized pretty damn well. I mean, Halo was optimized fantastic, better than I thought it was going to be. Forza as well.
They automatically rendered in triple screen for me, so I was like, "Whoa, really?" And
Gears plays well.
For the pedals too, so I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah, you probably might have to go to maybe some Bethesda games, maybe. But I mean,
they're gonna be buggy,
right? Bethesda games are pretty buggy. Yeah, so they bug everywhere. You Bethesda. So yeah, so
loud when we said Bethesda,
it's crazy. But back to Ratchet and Clank. Okay, so Sir X-Man, do you think that like not Microsoft, but did Sony or Insomniac, if not both, lied to the community or misled, talking about that this game can only be played? They didn't even say properly. They just said can be only played with this SSD and only on the PlayStation 5. And then when now it's on PC, you can run that game on a hard drive.
Not gonna go Mogwai on this, but I'm just gonna say
I was ready for the people to put the Mogwai on
there. Mogwai out, but it's not coming out. Nope.
Oh, because we got a lady. Thank goodness. I think I'm gonna have a lady for the rest of the month.
If I have to, I just want to
say the show
has been manipulating and misleading people for over 30 years. This not surprise me whatsoever. But now that they're trying to move into different realms, I'm gonna be their ass is getting caught in the blender. All right. So blame it on themselves for instead of copying people trying to leave it in.
This fool guy going. I think Hamlet's going to turn into the Mogwai. So we just can go ahead, Sir X-Man, continue. I mean, that's a super chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I think because I was going to say real quick when Ham was on the show, I'm like, "Ham, now you goddamn people won't know if you're sleeping or not." But I think they just got caught in the ringer, and they probably just got the wrong company to act like. Remember, Microsoft is a software company, and Sony is a hardware company. They have to outsource people to do these optimizations. Microsoft really don't. They have teams upon teams to help optimize their games for their systems. Microsoft been putting games on PC forever, so it doesn't take much, and they're veterans of this. Sony's not. They're not. They only started with, I guess, with God of War from the PS4 generation. They really have never had games on PC. They've had crossplay with some older games like Need for Speed 2, and I think that's about it.
Well, they got PlanetSide. That's a PlayStation, I think, owned property, but that's a PC only game though. So,
but still, for these higher games that they're trying to push out, they don't have the right team to work on this, and who knows how to scale it for PC, and they keep getting caught in a bag with that. And just like,
I don't know, Rain. Rain's talking about that you sound like you sound low, and that you sound like you from. Rain says with a super chat, he says, "How come Sir X-Man sounds like an RCA radio?" And you're low again.
Breaker 19. We got a mighty convoy, but I just feel that over in time, Sony's going to get his act together with PC. But right now, just like everything else, they're technically new to this area.
That's understandable.
So give them time to get it, but they better get it quick because they are getting left behind. And Sony is not good for trying to rush to catch up. They always make mistakes along the way. And Microsoft's been building this for 5-6 years. So, I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be. You take your games where the masses of gamers are. That's how you make the money. But if you come out with defective things, you're going to lose trust when you start porting this stuff over. You're not going to get the day one sales of your game at $70 when you port it over to PC. If it's broke, people are going to wait for sales. Like, you can use CD key. I'm not trying to freak out, but you can use CD keys on Xbox. You can use CD keys on PC. You cannot use them on Sony's platform anymore because they stopped it 2 years ago. So you're switching over to PC. That's going to be an option for people. And I don't think you're prepared for that. Get your games together. Make them work on there. Make them work. Games are going to come out with flaws. That's always natural. But don't make them come out with this many flaws and stop telling that lie about what you need an SSD to run it. No, shouldn't be that way. Tell the truth. You get more by telling the truth than you do telling a lie because it catches up with you. Just like this situation caught up with you right now. Done, finished, and I kept it moderately decent.
You did. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You're getting tender at your old age. I was ready for the Mogwai, but I think the Mogwai is down here with the glasses on. And let me read the super chat from Rain G4. He said SSDs. He said SSDs, these nuts. He says great topics, and I loved upload. And I loved Upload Studio. Do you guys think that the SSD need antifreeze? Bro, maybe. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? Listen.
Maybe that'll pull that PlayStation off.
So I won't interrupt Ham. So I'll let him, because I think Ham's going to start cooking. I think for me, just like, I'll show that gameplay running off of the hard drive, because I was saving this for the show and letting people see it, how it worked. once I had it working properly. But I
want to see the bad part. That's what I wanted to see.
Well, there's no bad parts on this gameplay that I'm showing. Like, it's nothing edited. It's just me just playing it. The one problem is that I don't know. Because I recorded over an hour. For some reason, my action stream recording software I guess if I record over an hour and a half or whatever, that it clogs up the. So I got to figure out why that happens, or if not, I got to probably use something else. But so I can have long records or just record 30 minutes at a time or something like that. I don't know why that was acting up like that, but no, you'll see that it's running great. But my whole point of it is that, like, what my question was, and it was going back to, you know what I'm saying, and I'm gonna receive my flowers. While I see Lemon him talking about his crystal ball, that shit cracked, because our discussion on GRG that day was, because the whole Godfall thing was what led me to ask that question. Could Ratchet and Clank be played on a PlayStation 4? And I was told, no, it could not.
Yep.
I was told no, it couldn't. It just can't, because of that SSD. It just blah, blah, blah. That's a lie. It can't. And you can bring up Digital Foundry, but see, this is the thing. You can't 1 minute tell me that Digital Foundry is irrelevant and they always be bullshitting, and then use Digital Foundry just to try to use a talking point to say that you're right. That's not how that works, because everybody knows. It's just like even with what I showed. I'm not a dev. Digital Foundry's not a dev. You can get a dev, and you've heard devs even defend it and say that you could even play this, play that type of game like on the PlayStation 3. All you got to do is downscale. Yeah, would you have to? There would be something that would be sacrificed in order for you to play it on the PlayStation 4. But that's all that, you know what I'm saying? But that's the case. It could run on a PlayStation 4. If I can put it on a hard drive that is 2009, 2010, then they can downscale it enough to where that game can properly be played and do the transitions. Maybe they do something slick or what, or however the case that they may be, but it can be done. That's all the whole discussion is. Not saying bad about the game or about Insomniac or even talking bad about Sony, except that they just misled people because they wanted to sell PlayStation 5s. That's all that was. But anyway, Ham Solo, please, go ahead, man. I just wanted to make that point. You muted.
I was gonna say, I don't really think you're gonna love my take then, J Mega.
Let's go.
And see, I'm not in like any sort of defense mode for PlayStation at all. But like, I tell you what, like, I listened to the interview where they were talking about like only possible on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
And I more or less kind of account it to, you know, the quality that they anticipate to be able to give with their games. So obviously, if we looked at what like Digital Foundry did, yeah, sure, it plays, it sure does, but I don't think that you would want to release something like that onto a console for people to purchase. Like, what I seen from what Digital Foundry did, I was like, yo, if that was released in this console generation, that would get dogged on way more than like a Cyberpunk or something like that. Like that'd be like worse than Cyberpunk the way that looked when it ran. Like stopping for a whole like 30 seconds or however long it was and then continuing, that's not acceptable. And I think we all know that. Could it be played? Sure. But if you want to deal with that, that's insanity. But the most disingenuous part to me was the way in this right here was really telling is when you pull out the receipts, most of the receipts aren't exactly from just PlayStation. They're from either fanboys or news sites that love to play people into console warring themselves. So, in my opinion, did Sony lie? I personally don't think that they lied. I think they're just so goddamn good at marketing that they're kind of pieces of shit when it comes in that aspect. Like they're a used car salesman, right? Like you just sold me a fucking clunker and just convinced me it was a Lamborghini and I drove off with it, right? I'm proud as hell, but everybody else is like, oh, you could have did better. Like, so that's kind of the way I look at it. But like the narrative that the fanboys went and ran with it, they made it seem like that the Kraken SSD has some sort of magic in it that it can't even be played properly on on anything else at all, really. When now we have SD cards that are super fast.
Yes.
Yep.
And we have SD cards that are running that game. So, I mean, when I listened to Sony's whole thing, I remember them saying in any of the previous PlayStation generations, we haven't been able to do something like this, go seamlessly without any load screens. That's not a lie. But the way it got grabbed and ran with is, yo, this hasn't been done anywhere else before. You've never seen anything like this. And that's when developers were coming out and saying, yeah, it has totally been done before. They're doing it in their way. And maybe that's what they mean by it hasn't been done before. But that specific technique has been done. Titanfall 2, great example. Whole world changes when you hit a button. Right? If you don't hit that button, you will die. Or better yet, you could just be stuck in an area where, like, remember the dinosaur area in Titanfall 2?
Yeah.
Where like you switch, you're going versus dinosaurs. You switch again, you're going versus regular enemies. You can do a lot of that part, but it's kind of structured in which like you kind of have to do it this way, and that's what got me. That's where I thought Sony lied. If there was anything that was a lie to me in anything that Sony said, it was the flexibility that the rifts were. They're not flexible. I can't just call a rift and go into a different level. I can't do that.
Right.
So that was the lie in my opinion.
Okay.
Not the whole like transferring and only able to do on PS5. That wasn't the lie. The lie was, oh man, like whole different levels. And it's like, wait a second. You play that and there's no other choice. That rift takes you there and that's it.
Right.
So, I mean, that's kind of where what I thought about it, bro.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fair. I just look at it from, from me. And let me read this super chat from KD Gamer. He said, hey, just popping in. Gotta say this though. For those people that think that all Dark Phil has up his sleeve is Final Fantasy 14, you haven't paid attention to this man. He sees it all, and he sees all the pain and redemption comes. So yeah, no, that's going to be where we close out.
I love it,
and I love it too.
I love it
too. We're going to close out on that.
Teeth nice and dug into that neck.
You got another one down there, bro. You got another one down there.
I got another one down there. Oh, Sir X Man, come on, how you gonna be able to show? He says Ham looks like Bootsy Collins' telephone bill. Holy shit, this boy here.
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah.
I'd like to.
Rock me, baby Bubba. Anyway, so, but my whole thing to me, like, and please, Miss K, Sir X Man, interrupt me if you want to. I just, this the thing, right? Like, okay, so the game, the God of War gameplay is done. So it might, let me just go back to.
That's fire though, dude. That God of War is fire.
God of War is dope. That goddamn Thor, because I was playing on the hardest difficulty.
Right?
Yo, it was a problem. I said, okay, there it is. Okay, so this is my gameplay. I was saving this for the show. Me playing on the HHD. This is my gameplay playing on the HHD last night. I went and took it back. I did it on purpose because I wanted to prove, I'm not a liar and that that people are disingenuous. No. And again, like there was all these excuses and you can use it both ways. Well, you have a high-end PC to where this can work. Right. But what Digital Foundry did, they used the lowest scaled minimum of a PC that they could find. And you seen how that worked, and they said, well, it's comparable with a PlayStation 4. Well, devs knows how to operate to where they can take things out, put things in to make the game work and optimize it properly for it to where it can be there. So if you're going to come and say that I'm being disingenuous, so is Digital Foundry, by the way, that they just wanted to try to make this seem like, well, this isn't possible, because it is possible. The point of the matter was about the power of the SSD, the Kraken, that made this possible for this game to work, or it made Returnal work, or Godfall, or Demon Souls, or even I forgot what the other game that they was promoting that was talking about their SSD. And so far, these games can be played on an Xbox because there's some of these games on Xbox, and these games can be on PC without any restrictions. And that was my whole point, that I'm just trying to make, is to say, if this game was limited to just the was limited just to that, to the SSD, then it would have been the main requirement when the game was when the game came out on PC. Just like Starfield, it is not recommended. You have to have an SSD in order for you to play Starfield on PC. Why Ratchet and Clank didn't have that? That's my question. And that's my whole point. It wasn't me sitting here trying to say, well, this game is this game is that, and it's bad. And I ain't doing that shit because I paid money for the game. I was anticipating it. I love the 2016 game on PlayStation 4. So, and then the other games that I played before on PlayStation 2. So, in PlayStation 1. So why in the world would you sit here and, if I'm paying money for a game that I'm supposed to hate, and then I'm going to beat it, but that doesn't make any sense. I'm just trying to prove a point that it is possible. And as you can see, there is no crazy lag. There is no crazy stuff. You see me moving around, jumping around, just playing as normal. The only thing is I'm playing in 1080p, 1440p, and not playing in 4K like I was when I had it on my M.2 drive. That's it. So. Yeah. I don't know. Anybody has any other questions about that?
1440p is a sweet spot anyway. It's not like a people.
Right.
It's we got powerful PCs, and everything. So even still, even with a powerful PC, like a 4080, 4090, 3080, 3090, 1440p is still a sweet spot.
Yeah, it is.
That's fine.
How many frames per second were you getting, K-Mega?
I was getting 87.
That's not bad.
Okay.
No, I was getting 87.
But all the action that's going on in it, that's really not bad.
Right? Yeah, I was getting And you'll see me fight that dinosaur. Huh? What do you say?
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I hope they realize Ratchet and Clank is popular on PC and come out with a complete Ratchet and Clank collection for PC. I would love that.
I would love it too.
I feel like gamers will buy it.
It's fun.
Yeah,
it's a fun game.
Yeah.
Give Steam achievement points. Some Steam achievement points.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Definitely got to get them Steam points. Yeah.
So
get them little cards and pictures with a Ratchet and Clank.
Fahim, you saying you said he said Digital Foundry is saving face right now. How is you know what I'm saying? Is he said game still runs fine. Yeah, but he said Digital Foundry is saving. You might be saying that to Fahim. I don't know. You saying, but again, why is this a thing? It's a thing because I was just gonna put it on an SSD, but then I got challenged the day that the game came out. Okay, Mega, you gonna put it on that HHD like you said?
They messed up because K Mega loves the challenge. Y'all don't.
You want to flex? You want to flex on me? I know you like to jab, but I'm a jabber back. So let's play it. Let's play this. Let's play that game. So it is what it is. So
let me tell you,
that's all love, but it is what it is.
Don't challenge K Mega, because me and K Mega, be having fight nights, and when people are talking crap that they fighting and they keep beating him and beating him, he'll stay there for 3 hours until he gets that one win
until I get that one win.
One win, I'm like, damn, dude.
That's what we do. Hey,
don't give up.
Ain't no quitting. You gonna whoop me? Okay, all right. But then usually when you do beat them, they run. So that's
because you got
him. Yeah,
he was getting them, and I was close to getting them, and he was getting pissed off and had to go like really janky on us and use some cheat moves and stuff like that. Then K Mega was just watching, catching his flaw, and then he got him. He ran up out of there so fast.
Yeah, no, you gonna call me out on some bullshit. It is what it is. Like, I mean, it is now, like when somebody comes in and be disrespectful in a sense, and Lemon wouldn't be disrespectful, but he was over there trying to boast on me like, oh, you gonna put it on there. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put it on there now. Look at this sucker with his glasses. All right, so anyway, let's get to our last topic so we can get out of here. No, man, I love 108, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But what people don't think, like, he likes to bark. I bark back. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is, man. So I like to bark. I love that challenge shit. But okay, last topic, and let's talk about the Final Fantasy 14 news that just dropped. Really, 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 I think it's really important because it's a promise that Phil Spencer has made. The devs even brought it up and said that they were going to eventually put it on there, but was going to put it on it, was going to bring it to Xbox. But but that was in 2019. Phil is knocking these promises out the box. There's only one thing he didn't really promise. He just said it. He mentioned VR. If that's the only thing that's under his cap right now that you want to hold against him, then that's fine. That's fair. But everything else that Phil has been saying that he was going to do, from Street Fighter to bringing more game content to now you got Final Fantasy bringing more Japanese games to the forefront. Phil is and it's going back to what I said on They Said We Said the other week, is where I said I think that Phil could go down when it's all said and done, when he hangs it up, as being the best gaming CEO ever, even over Iwata. I think that he has that potential to get there. Now, of course, there's still a ways to go, but just because of where he was at, where Xbox was at, all of that, I don't know, man. But what do you guys think? And let me go ahead and go to you on this one, Sir X-Man, first, because I haven't let you have you go first, about Xbox now getting a game, an elusive Square Enix game, and Phil even is saying this as well, saying there's more Square Enix titles that's going to be dropping. What do you think about this, man? Is this really big news to you?
I'm going to try to be nice.
But
this subject does pop.
I'm tired of you trying to be nice. You don't want to be nice. Don't be nice.
Yeah, I know, man. Quit tiptoeing, bro.
Even you want to come out on this one. I know.
Let's hear it. The man got the shades on, man. I should have went to him first. Go ahead.
God damn.
Come on. People are waiting for the Mogwai.
It comes down to one thing, dude. You reap what you sow when you make a deal with the devil.
Mm-hmm.
All right. They've been letting Sony dog walk them on money, which is money they could have made everywhere else.
And I hope y'all guys are still watching this HHD gameplay. That's all I'm saying. Okay, keep going.
You want me to do Mogwai on your gameplay?
Yes.
No. And finally, Microsoft reached out and said, look, we can help you. We know you got deals with them, but we can help you. And they was like, yeah, Sony's kind of been kicking us in the ass. You know, they sold 3 million, but they could have doubled that with Final Fantasy 16. Final Fantasy 14, which really didn't get any great reviews, but people did like it. But they could have made revenue putting it in other places. And I think they're getting tired of not getting the money that they deserve for the work they have been putting in. And I think it's getting to a point where they're like, you know what? If we want to save this company, we have to diversify. We have to get our games out in many directions as possible. So let's open up an olive branch and talk to Microsoft and just give them Final Fantasy 14 that's been sitting there. Now, Sony still has the rights to Final Fantasy 7. Pretty much can't do nothing about that. But it's an olive branch. I'm not going to buy it for the same reasons you talked about it, K-Mega.
Mm-hmm.
But previous Final Fantasies, I still love. I still love Final Fantasy X. That's still my favorite Final Fantasy. But maybe Xbox can get them to mend their ways on how they treat other gamers from other nationalities in the future. And that could help them progress. You know, we're a very forgiving community. Come on, we even will forgive Cliffy B. So I don't mind the fresh start. See, I'm being nice today, ain't I? Microsoft said we're going to give you a fresh start to redeem yourself and put you in a better light with our community. We need an olive branch. And Phil said, and the leaders of Square said, okay, we'll try. Because they $3 million for a game, Final Fantasy 16, when you supposedly have over 100 and something million players, 140 million players. I'm sorry, that's atrocious.
You said atrocious.
The game, even though Hi-Fi Rush came out and it was free, but people still bought it for $40 because they love the game. Even people that have games with gold and don't have Game Pass, they bought the game because they heard how good it is. Like I always say, people forget there are 80 to 90 million people that don't have Game Pass. You know, so that's still revenue coming in. And it's never talked about because that's like we said, Microsoft don't tell you any numbers. But that's money in their pocket. You think Game Pass is making them money by itself? And that is what Square is looking at. And Phil said, look, we're going to show you this, but if you leak it, we done. These are what we make in our sales that is not publicized. And Square probably looked at that and be like, oh, damn. We didn't know you made that. We thought all you did was make games in Game Pass. Phil showed him, no. People buy our games at a higher level than where you are previously.
Oh, damn, that's a bold claim, though, Sir X, man. That's a bold claim.
No, man, I preach the truth. Don't hate me, because remember when I told you Sony was on business welfare? Look, I ended up being right. Thank you.
Well, they're going to acquire somebody, so I don't know according to what that business welfare is.
Now with $3 billion left in the coffers.
I don't think nobody on this panel and is listening in the chat is over here got $3 billion, but I mean we'll let you slide on that.
In that world, in the gaming world, that's not that much money. You know? So I think they coaxed them over. Just like Capcom realized we need to get under this umbrella and we need to bring Street Fighter 6 everywhere. You know, you saw Tekken learn this lesson a long time ago. They're like, we're going to throw it over here because we make more money with more consoles.
Time pressing, boy. I'm over here thinking about that Tekken right now. boy, I want more.
But the developers of Tekken realized we make more money putting it everywhere. When they just had it on Sony, they was doing okay. But when they realized they put it in more places, they got that bag so they could advance and keep making other games. I still want DOA to come out and be all Xbox, but that's my thing.
No, I would love it. I would love it.
But, you know, that's the gist of it. They realize where the money's going. And then they realize Microsoft got tons of cash too. So, but I think the tide is going to be turning. And I do think multiplats everywhere over time is going to be the thing. And I think Square Enix realized that. And they should have kept they should have kept their the Tomb Raider people, because when Microsoft snatches them up, like we know they're going to
Crystal
do
Dynamics.
Yes, sir. My favorite people. When they scratch it up, it's gonna be bigger than they think. Because actually, the Tomb Raider made more money for Square Enix than previous Final Fantasies. That's a fact. Over time, it did. So it's just a thing, man, and they have to learn to change. Don't be like the people you previously and still do work for. Keep you in the old way of sharing your game out to the rest of the world. You need to start changing so you can be a more profitable and better company. And I think they've started to finally realize this. See, I still kept it clean. What the heck?
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. All right. By the time we get out of there, when we do our sign outs, you know what I'm saying? You remain to keep it clean, sucker. I was giving you opportunity, but now it's done.
I was being nice to these companies.
I need grandpa Sir X-Man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Old Cuddly. Old Cuddly. You know what I'm saying? Not the Mogwai. All right, let me go.
See how I'm looking at you right now.
I know. I see how you looking at me. You know what I'm saying? I see Ham Solo in here. He still got his glasses on. He wear his sunglasses at night. So
it looks like he needs to be flying a starfighter.
Anyway, so this man ready to cook.
Strap in and pull in the pilot seat.
I thought he was going to cook earlier, but he was just warming up. Now he's about to cook. Okay, what's happening here, Ham Solo? What's going on, man?
Let's go, Boosie. Let's go.
Yeah.
I tell you what.
Here we go.
I tell you what. I'm not a Final Fantasy stan at all, okay, Mega. You know. You know this. As soon as you mention Final Fantasy, ejectocito, cuz. Get me out of here.
All right.
Yeah, I don't want none of it. But this to me, seeing Square Enix bend a little bit with some Final Fantasy onto the Xbox, like one of their main titles, and not only one of their main titles, but like an MMO, something that has some pretty long legs, or something that can stand a test of time for quite some time still yet to come. Something that's still in the top 5 for MMOs currently right now is now coming over to Xbox. And the way I look at it, because like I said, not a fan, not even gonna play it. I'm not playing this game. But I think it's insane that, the way I look at it is this Activision Blizzard deal went through, people looking that feel a little different. That's how I looked at the damn thing. I'm just like, yo, okay. People starting to give Phil some of that damn respect that he deserves. They ain't buying any more of that BS that they're gonna die, they can't survive. I mean, remember last year, just around this time, all the way up to the to really not that long ago. I mean, when Redfall dropped, and then a little bit later, the CMA blocked the deal. People were saying Xbox is getting ready for their exit. Stage left. And they got stage left frustrated because Xbox ain't going no goddamn where. In fact, not only did they get the deal, but
we'll get that bat out, K-Mega, because you know he about to throw it.
I got it.
They got a league of extraordinary gentlemen behind them. Like, I see what you're doing, Xbox, and I do not mind.
Hey, I love that movie. Don't diss that movie.
No, that's a great movie. Great movie.
You got Nintendo over here like, yo, I see what you're doing, and I want a taste of that. I want a taste of that game. Give me some, give me some of that Call of Duty. And the video's like, oh, I don't see an issue with that neither. Take-Two is like, Sony, you better sit your ass down. We got some crazy moves that we gonna be. And then Tencent right behind them, like, show enough, pass that shit. So, I'm just saying, like the only people that it wasn't looking so hot for is obviously, Sony. And it's continuing. It's not just the ABK deal anymore. Now it's continuing to lean into other things because obviously the start of this generation, people seeing, oh yeah, Xbox is getting Bethesda. That's kind of cool, but whatever. Right? Whatever. I'm not taking that too serious. And then and then all of a sudden they come out with no, I'm not even going there yet. They come out with with the game that is with the game that is Psychonauts. And I feel like Psychonauts was something that you really kind of need to pay attention to.
Right. Psychonauts was
in all
really
of this.
Good.
Yeah, it was.
Because although people want to say Redfall this, Redfall that, Redfall bad, Redfall messed up, a lot of people are ignoring that, Redfall wasn't good, sure, but what did Tim Schafer say about their them teaming up with Xbox and how helpful that was?
He said all the other people.
What do you?
Help them with the
We
game
complain.
better.
We complain about we complain about what's that game I'm thinking of? Not Redfall. Damn, I'm trying to think of the name. Yeah, like Halo. We complained about like a Halo and stuff like that. But in my opinion, that's on like a tail end of a bad console generation that was the Xbox One. So like certain mistakes finally getting pushed off of the table so new PRs and good things can come down the line. Finally, all this garbage is out of here. This issue where we and I hate this to even bring this up or say this, but a lot of people got laid off from 343. Maybe that was Xbox's way of saying, you know what, this stinks, but we gotta just flip this thing upside down. If we're not going to kill this company, which would not be good for PR, we got to flip this thing completely upside down on its head.
Hey, when you said that,
Redfall looks Redfall looks terrible, but we're gonna ensure everybody that the kind of care that was needed on Redfall got doubled to Starfield over here. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Just all the things that are happening for Xbox right now, in my opinion, and I see why some people that were watching the show earlier and stuff like that were like, oh, enough of the doom and gloom. I get it. Right. I get why you're saying that, because it's just like, we just got a flurry of so much good news. Why are you talking about anything bad at all? There's been so much great things happening. But in my opinion, and also I think, and I'm gonna speak for you, K Megan, I'm sorry, but I feel like as for us as content creators, we're going to still keep it relevant of all the things that are good, but also remind you that things aren't, just because things are good doesn't mean things are perfect. There's a reason why the Super Bowl team goes to practice on Monday. It's just, it's not, just because you're great doesn't mean you're, fully upgraded, complete, set, ready to go for the next thing that's going to happen. Because I mean, look at Sony right now. Look at Sony right now. They were in such a lead. They got cocky.
and then they ended up fumbling papers for the last few months because they're like, oh shit, things are happening, and I wasn't prepared for this.
They were.
Xbox just found a hole in your defense and just threw a touchdown pass, and you don't like it.
Mm-mm.
So they got to tool up again.
Yep.
And what do you think they're going to do to tool up? You can see it through their acquisitions.
Yep.
They're tooling up with mobile and PC. VR got kicked out, so they're hoping that continues to have legs, and I'm sure they're going to continue to provide for that platform. But their next big thing is live service. So like Sony's playing catch up, although they're in the lead. It's like the weirdest and like most like oxymoronic thing to say, right? You're playing catch up in the lead. It doesn't sound right, but that's how fast things change in
momentum. Yeah, they got to try to
in this
stop the momentum
in this industry, you know? Yeah. I mean, because once I mean, look at Disney, just like a year and a half ago, we're like, man, Disney just took back all their content from Netflix and all these other guys and left Netflix struggling and left these guys hurting. A year and a half or so later, who's gonna buy Disney?
Right. Iger's out there back trying to sell them. Yeah, like shit. Apple. You know what I'm saying? You got the checkbook ready. We ready to let it loose.
Yeah. So you just never know what's gonna happen. And I think as well, just to end this off, like this is literally seeing this whole FTC failure, CMA fluster thing happen mixed with Starfield. Obviously, we got some good news with Atlas and Sega and their games going forward. Some of the other partnerships that we have, or the Xbox have, not we, the Xbox has. And I mean, bro, and like it's looking really good. So I mean, I can, as I said earlier, I can see why some people would be like, oh, just quit with the doom and gloom for it. But we're just trying to keep it real. But can't lie, Xbox is looking damn good, and I'm proud. I'm proud that Phil Spencer pulled Xbox out of the train that it was falling down, because bro, it was falling like a sack of rocks, and
real suspicious.
And that turnaround. Loke was arguing with me for a hot minute, saying, "Oh, there's no way Phil Spencer is the man." He's like, "No way Phil Spencer is the man." And I was like, "Tell me another company." Oh, go continue. Say what
I was just gonna say one thing. This is
go ahead.
This is chess, not checkers.
Thank you.
Oh, 100%.
Microsoft plays.
Right.
You don't
100%.
If you, when you're playing that game, you have to know what your opponent is gonna do, or you cannot let that opponent know what hand you're gonna play.
Right.
That's how $1 million companies like ones that we play our games on. That's how they make the deals that they make. They're not dumb. They're not dumb companies. PlayStation is not dumb. Microsoft is not dumb. Nintendo's not dumb. These are billion-dollar companies. They are in it to make money. And Phil, people can say what they want to about Phil. He's personable. He seems to be personable. I never met him, but he seems to be personable. But he's there to do his job.
Right.
Don't y'all think that man is going to do his job?
He has been doing his job. There's no question about it. He's been doing it.
You can win a lot of battles, or you can lose a lot of battles, but you want to win the war. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
And what he did, which is insane, is he was losing the war, and he said, let's make the battlefield even bigger. And just like spread it out the battlefield and said, you know what? Sure. If you want to fight, we're going to fight fucking everywhere then.
Mm-hmm.
We're not just going to do your ground war. We're everywhere now. We're in the air. We're in the water. We're doing anything to get at you. You're not going to like it. You might be more powerful on the ground,
but you're gonna hate our aerosol.
Damn, I got a comparison, and I hope people don't take this the wrong way. This reminds me of the Blockbuster Netflix situation. And Netflix didn't want to change. They just kept wanting to use the discs and the DVDs and the Blu-rays all the time. But Netflix realized that streaming, they failed a few times when they were trying to implement this stuff. But over time, their way actually started to catch up. Especially, it's not the streaming mostly, it was the DVD by mails. And that was hurting Blockbuster a lot. No late fees, no nothing, rent it, send it back. So they were innovating in this industry. And Blockbuster tried to innovate, but by the time they did, Netflix had the better mailing setup. Netflix had the better streaming setup by the time Blockbuster decided to try to do all this. And it ended up taking over everything. Just like right now, digital is taking over disc.
It's mighty. It's mighty. It was in 2013, it was like what 60-40, something like that in regards of physical, or maybe even 70-30 in the direction of physical. Now we're talking about 85 to 25. Digital is on top. Like it is changed. Microsoft seen it and they got scrutinized for it.
To my point,
it's what?
85-15.
Oh, 85-15. Oh, I said 85-25. My bad. Yeah, so it's 85-15. Yeah, so my bad. But yeah, it is.
Microsoft has been doing game with a service. Microsoft has been doing game with a services for years. For years. Yeah, you know why? Because multiplayer games are easy to give DLC to than a single player game. Who's the only person going to see it? You and maybe another person watching your stream. But everybody in the online community will see your character. And since mostly, 90% of Microsoft games that come out are multiplayer. But Sony's getting late for the game with their own multiplayer games. Instead of going to multiplayer games, they're trying to do the play thing. My brain's locked right now. Forgive me, please.
Games as a service?
Right, games as a service thing, right? But you're too late to the game. You're not.
Well, they got to start sometime, though. They got to start sometime.
I don't think they're too late.
They're talking about 4 to 5 years later. By the time you get to 4 to 5 years later, the other people.
No, it's been longer than that. I mean, there's been multiplayer games.
I'm talking about how they want to implement it. Oh my God!
Let you be
I'm
sleepy.
I'm having a K-Mega moment.
No, let you be sleepy. Time to go to bed.
They're trying to implement it too late. So you're gonna do 4 to 5 years. Do you know how many games are gonna be out that have already innovated games as a service? You're still gonna be behind while you're still trying to get to that level. Because you did not want to change. And that is the same thing that happened to the death of Blockbuster. I don't want Sony to go nowhere. We need the competition in the industry.
Yeah, we need Sony.
Yeah,
we need them. Yeah, we need them. We just need them to be number 2 and number 3. So, but other than that,
I told Hams when he interviewed me and said, "What was your favorite console?" And he was shocked when I told him the PS1. You know, so it's like they need to get better. They need to bring more crew. Sony needs to hire more crews in there to help them get there faster. Question is, do they have the cash or the infrastructure?
There you go. They just hired. They hired a acquisition team to look on what their acquisitions that they can go after. So they're looking at that. On top of that, doing these live services. They're pushing up and doing 10. I think it's 10 or 12 that they got lined up coming in the next, like you said, 4 to 5 years. The whole question is,
like I said, yeah, other people are going to be way ahead of the game, K Mega.
Well, no,
so by the time you get here,
no, go ahead. No,
go ahead, please. No, go ahead real quick.
Because we got to finish it up with Miss K to close us out. But go ahead, finish what you're saying.
People have been asking you since the PS4 for these games that they like, that were multiplayer. They were asking you since the PS4 to bring some of these games back. But instead, you want to transition to a games as a service. Are you going to implement some of your older games into that? Are you going to do that? Or are you going to try to bring something new? Sometimes people like older games, online games with new innovation in it. This is how Gears keeps going. This is how Halo keeps going. This is how Forza keeps going. This is how Forza Horizon keeps going. And a few other games that Microsoft puts out. If you don't innovate your history and to keep it carrying on, that's how Tomb Raider progressed. It innovated. That's why it's still, no matter what people say, one of the top adventure games in history and will always be.
Yeah, you go there.
I've played every Tomb Raider. But I've played every Tomb Raider ever made.
You had to throw a Tomb Raider in there.
I have to throw a Tomb Raider because she is the queen of adventure game. The queen. So, but they need to go back to their great IPs that they had. I'm sorry. I know Psygnosis is out of business because of what you did, but you have the rights to a Colony War. Bring back a new Colony Wars with these graphics. People would love that. I know a lot of people didn't play it, but bring back a new Assault Rigs for the kids to enjoy. A new style of that game. I love that game. Games like that. Stop just trying to do single players on your previous gen and putting it out on another gen with a remake or something. People want what you have or create something in the thing. Now that you killed off Nathan Drake, how you gonna bring back Uncharted?
Well, they can bring back Uncharted. There was other characters in Uncharted.
Yeah, but it was still people know Nathan Drake, man. People know Nathan Drake. Remember the one where they had just the girls that came out?
Okay, we're gonna have to please finish.
That's just an example. I'm just giving you an example where the problem lies with.
I got you, brother.
They don't want to put in the work. And Microsoft is putting in the work. It may be painful for them, but they receive the profits and the potential on the other side. They're not living in the past, they're living for the future. I'm done.
Okay. All right, Miss K. Thank you. And go ahead and finish this off. Bro, I like you. You over here. I was like, okay, all right, cool. Let you cook, let you go, but I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Miss K, I'm sure she's ready to go too. She got things she got to do. So, so anyway, your thoughts on this situation was talking about like what Phil Spencer has done, keeping his promise for the most part, bringing content that was lost. Final Fantasy 14 Online is finally coming to Xbox. Plus, he said that there was going to be more Square titles coming. Mm-hmm. Just all of that. Like, what do you think? I mean, is Phil and the Xbox team doing their work like they're supposed to? Do you still think that there's a lot more that they can do? Do you think that there's more coming? All of that. Like, what's your initial thoughts on this?
I think Phil has. I think he has a lot. It's a lot more coming, I believe. Mm-hmm. I'm not really into Final Fantasy. Okay. I don't. It's good for the people that like it. That's fine, and that's all I can say on that. I'm not into fantasy, whatever. I'm not really. I tried to play it. I was like, nah, I can't do this. But I'm just being real. But yeah, it's more on the horizon. We just have to wait and see. feeling bossed up. I don't know. Somebody whispered in his ear and told him, "Hey, you better get this together." I think Redfall hurt his feelings.
Yeah. I think it did.
I think that really bothered him.
I could agree with that.
Yeah, that really bothered. It set a fire to his feet. He was just like on it after that. I was like, oh Lord, they done woke up. I don't know what happened, but he was really, certain things you cannot fake body language like that, and so something that lit a fire. He doesn't like failure. He's competitive. That's what he's supposed to be. We want a competitive, any of them. We want them all to be competitive. So I think there's more to come. Just wait. It's just a wait and see thing, and it's a lot of things that they can, improve on. But I believe that they listen to us as a community and as as gamers. So it's a good thing that they have their ear to the street, so to speak. So as long as we keep speaking up, the things that we don't like in a professional way and in a positive way, as positive as we can be. Say the things that we need to say and let them know what we like and what we don't like. We're the consumers. We hold the power. It's our wallet. It's our money. So we control it, so to a certain point anyway. So, yeah, I mean,
okay.
I think things are looking up, things will get better.
So one thing that you would, when I want to ask everybody this before we do, so we can get out of here, what is it that you would like to see Xbox bring or do to where you feel like, yeah, this is it? What do you think? What is that one thing for you? Not for anybody else, but for you.
If they can, I know that people have different taste in different things or whatever. If they can bring that camaraderie as gamers around the globe together, and we just get in here, we play these games. It ain't about frames. It ain't about names. It's about getting in and playing these games, that's so to speak. If they can bring that camaraderie more, use it together, and make it a safe place, so to speak. I think that's what it's all about. Gaming is all about having fun.
Very true.
That's what I thought. It's all about having. I want everybody to enjoy it. I don't understand selfish gamers. Why would you not want this to go somewhere else? That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
Talk about it.
And I stay silent. I see I see things that, people send me things all the time. It's some dumbass people on YouTube. That's all I can say. It's a lot of dumbass people on Twitter too.
I like her.
And I could really
I like her. She cool.
I could really hurt some feelings, but that's why I don't have Twitter, because I be to hurt somebody's feelings.
Ooh, shit,
I mean, we're in it to have. We already go through enough in life, in real life, that when we come to gaming, we want to have a good time. We don't want all this other this bull crap going on. There's nothing wrong with competition. I'm not saying that, but we're here to have fun. That's what it's all about. These people creating all these narratives. I was about to say something. Okay, they got all this old fuck shit going on social media.
There you go.
Let it go.
I'm a woman. It is what it is. I'm going to say it's a bunch of, I've never seen a bunch of pussy ass men in my life. all on these platforms. I don't understand it.
Get the back, K-Megan. She needs the back for that one. I'm serious.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is what it is. I ain't worried about nobody coming for me.
She is an Indiana girl. She is an Indiana girl.
Let's get in here. Let's get in here and have fun with these games and let all this other bullshit go. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with competition. We all want to compete, have a good time, talk shit. We can do that. Yeah. But there should be a cutoff. I mean, you cut certain things at a certain level. If it's getting too serious and you threatening people and all this kind of crap going on in the community.
Ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
She is my generation. I could tell.
She is not your generation.
She is not
your generation.
But I bet you she grew up where if your friend had a console, but you had the other console, you brought it to his house to play.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Well, it wouldn't be a he if she was young, because probably her parents were getting that ass. So it better be another girl.
It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that back then, K-Megan. Come on, man.
It wasn't like that. It was worse, boy. You better get
You
that
brought your
right.
console to a friend. You told me you brought your console to a friend.
but she a woman. You go over
That
there.
don't mean that you trying to say
bring your
women
ball-
did.
You trying to
Women
bring your
gamers
ball
didn't do
headed
that
ass
too.
over there to her parents' house, and she sit there and say, "Well, I won't play some games." She said, "It ain't happening, Jack."
I did that all
You
the time.
might get her an
I didn't
ass
have no
whooped because you
gun.
coming over there with a console. I come to play some
It must be in Oklahoma.
Sega.
Because up north, it didn't work like that. Up north, it didn't work like that, dude.
No.
It was different up north. We used to go.
But yeah, that's just my take on it. A lot of
Yeah.
times, I stay quiet because they really don't want to know what I got to say,
They don't want
But
that smoke.
let's be real. They don't want that smoke. They don't. But let's
Oh,
let
man.
let's be diplomatic and everything. I just play my games and put up my little gameplay and do my little streams every now and then when I feel like it, and hey, it is what it is. So
You have earned that right to just do it how you want to do
I
it,
do
man.
whatever I
You've been
want. That's it.
been a vet. You know what I'm saying? Not only just in being serving the country, but also just doing your thing, just being a content creator because you've been doing it
Yeah.
way longer than most. And some of these people be talking that good shit, and they just don't know what the hell they talking about.
It's just a different generation on these social media sites. It really is. You can tell.
It's weird.
Like, good
It's
Lord.
weird.
Who raised y'all?
It's
My
weird.
goodness.
See, yeah, somebody said I read something today. Somebody said K-Mega's PFP, which I guess was my profile picture, looked like he was an auntie that nobody didn't want to eat the cooking.
Huh?
Okay, for one, why are you even picturing me as a woman? The one thing I don't understand. Listen, if you are a person that is homosexual, whatever, and you talk about my looks, okay, I got you. But if you a man that claiming to be a straight man, why do men want to talk like you said? Like that's the
weird.
weirdest. That's weird.
Yeah, that's
Yo,
weird.
you look like. Why would you care what I look like, bro? Like what? What?
I'm at the Bernie Mac. I'm at the Bernie Mac. You old test tube, baby.
Yeah, like it is weird. Like they just got weird things, and I had to block somebody because they was over there talking shit. But then, you gonna mute me, but then talk shit to
what
me.
did Dirk Riggedy say? POS for the week.
I think people,
like, you getting blocked for that. That's weird.
I'm just say I say cut the Wi-Fi. Some people don't need internet. Let's be real.
No,
You need no internet. They lucky I ain't got the power to cut their internet off. I'm gonna cut it off.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Just be like the ATF and shut that shit down. Oh my God. All right. Let me ask him. So we get out of here, man. Sorry, man. Let me be the last one. What is the one thing that you want Xbox to do that for you that makes you just like say that's it right there? What is it for you?
Let's see. I'd probably. I mean, the share thing would be pretty cool, but like the real thing I'd really like is if they just opened up their platform to be able to be streamed on more places than just Twitch.
Yep.
Okay.
So like give me an option for Kick, give me an option for YouTube, give me an option for whatever the hell, like give me the opportunity to pick where my gameplay is being streamed to. I mean, if I can use a capture card, I just don't see why. Or like better yet, on PlayStation, and I kind of get this a little bit because Google probably don't want to work with Microsoft.
No.
Like let's be real about that. But it'd just be something that would be really nice to me personally, is if I could stream anywhere I choose from,
Even the Facebook.
without without the need of a capture card. I could just literally just hop on it and do it from there. I mean, I have a capture card and stuff like that, but I'd like it just to be easier, especially when I'm on like vacation somewhere. It'd be nice to only have my Xbox and still be able to stream if I want to.
Good one.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm trying to figure out what Fahim said. K-Mega, what happened to me? What do you mean? What happened to me?
Oh my God.
I don't know. Maybe it was because because some people get way out of pocket when you say something that they could try to pretend to use as saying it's some kind of negative towards a group or something. I don't know.
Okay, Megan, I seen that post with you and King Thrash where somebody went after you. Is that the person you had to block?
Well, yeah, it was a guy that was insulting me. He called me ignorant. Then he called me a fraud. Then he said other things, and then we went back and forth. And then he was like, well, why don't you send me the information where that said, listen, bro, why don't you go put your fat ass fingers on the computer and press what I said to find it. I'm not sending you anything. And then when in this remark, what pissed him off is when I said, you just sent me the information. Why don't you use that? And then next thing you know, he reposted something that I posted when I posted back to him. And then he said, I'm a fraud. I'm going to mute him. And, and then I was reading comments that was like, oh, you shouldn't even try with him. Of course, call me dumb and all this other crazy shit, right? But I'm like, well, if
I seen something else that was crazy. I seen something else.
I don't know. There's always something crazy. But then, I was like, I'll just do you a solid. Why mute me, but then follow me so you can take what I say and repost it for you to get likes. But yet I can't comment back to you because you're that angry with me. I'm just going to help you out. I'm just going to give you a full block. You ain't going to see anything from K-Mega. Go right ahead, unless you do a sock account if you're one of those weirdos. But ain't nobody worried about you like that. You know what I'm saying? I take a little time of my day giving you grace to have a conversation, and I don't call you out your name. I don't sit there. I usually, you know what I'm saying? It's very rare that I sit there and I'll call somebody out their name and call them dumb or ignorant or whatever, anything, you know what I'm saying? Especially how some of these kids go real left. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, we're talking about video games. Just like what you were saying, Ms. K, is like, if we can debate. If you're a PlayStation fan, you're a PlayStation fan. Let's have fun talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I don't have a problem if that's your platform of choice. You want to throw a side jab and say when PlayStation sold 40 million and Xbox at 21 million, okay, gotcha, ha ha ha. That's some good laughs and shit. But then when you take it personal or say something that's out of pocket, like what are we doing here? Like, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. But I don't know.
Hey, Meg, can I do something that only takes 2 seconds?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to redact what I said that I wanted for the platform things and give me Snap back.
Give you Snap feature?
Mm-hmm. Just give me that feature back and it's over.
But you know who took that away, right? You know who took the Snap feature away? It was us. It was Xbox gamers. They listen to the media and they listen to the media and they listen to PC people that don't give a shit about consoles. And it's like they're making our consoles into media. And then here we got people talking about how they like Twisted Metal. We got people over here talking about how they like The Last of Us. We got people out here talking about some people, a lot of people. The Halo TV show was really popular, but on social media, they'd say a different story. But we got all this other stuff going on. People want to see animes and all this other crazy stuff, but media should not be included in the gaming. Hell, there's a Gran Turismo movie. Mm-hmm. The Spider-Verse, all of that. So what makes you so what changed? All of a sudden, is it because PlayStation did it because PlayStation's one of the cool kids? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, and then my last point to go to Sir X-Man, the one thing that still bothers me to this day, and I see these people, I don't call them out because, it is what it is. But these same people that is cheering that Final Fantasy 14 is going to be online were the same people that were saying, well, I don't like Japanese games. Xbox needs to go somewhere else. Xbox don't need Japanese games. You followed and listened to certain content creators that flipped over and that praised Japanese games. And now you over here, now you want them after you was listening to, stop it. Stop it. I know, and I know who you are, but stop it. Stop the cap. Sir X-Man, what is the thing for you that Xbox could do and that you say, all right, that's it. It's all golden. This is it. People in the chat, you can let me know the same. What do you think? What is that for you, Sir X-Man?
All right, this is gonna be quick, but one of my favorite. Shut up. One of my favorite games was the last backwards compatible game that Xbox had with Unreal Tournament 3. And I'm not gonna lie, I want more backwards compatible games. Okay. I love that's my fair. OG. You know, that's a good one. I've been there since day one. I have to fire my OG Xbox up or my 360 up to play my Burnout 3 Takedown again. Sometimes I go through the story mode and just play the whole thing again. Love that game. That's my favorite racing game of all time, period. But they need to bring backwards compat back, because you see how good these Call of Duties are when you threw them back in the wild. And they have every Call of Duty ever made, including back to the OG. So they need to see, hopefully they see the importance of more backwards compatible games. It makes them money. People will buy them. And you don't have to throw them in Game Pass to get people to buy. So I just hope they revisit that plan, you know, that they did a few years back. That's pretty much it. Oh, and even throw me the old Microsoft Wolf back in there too. Microsoft 2 Wolf. Throw me that back in there. I'll be happy as I don't know what, and somehow make it online too with the with a new online service. Oh, I'm good day one. That's
all right. It. Okay. All right. For me, Killer Instinct. Bring me back Locke to Halo 5. Make Halo.
That's
make
more
Halo
than one.
A universe. Damn it. It's all included. Make the Halo a universe. And give me Killer Instinct. Then I'm solid. I'm golden, baby. Give me my Killer Instinct, damn it. And make Halo a universe. Not just one or two people. Please. All right. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for coming through and stopping through and watching GRG tonight. I got a date with my girl June. And I'm finna learn her. Oh, Tekken 8 gonna be something special, Jack. Something special. I think
the wife behind you right now getting ready to smack you in the head.
She's not. I did look back like. He looked. I did look. Oh shit, sorry. Anyway, she know how I am about Tekken. She knows about that Tekken. If Tekken was a woman, I get that hall pass. Anyway, let's go. Miss K, appreciate it so much. Thank you for coming through. You know I'm going to hit you up again so you can come back. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like that spicy Miss K at the end.
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, we need to get that reality, shake into reality, Miss K.
That's what
let's get it together.
We need a little bit more of that. I'm gonna hit you up again before the year is out, no doubt. So you know what I'm saying? I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let everybody know where they can find you at. You know what I'm saying? Speak your legend, speak your truth. Let's go.
If my Twitch channel is 219 Gary IND. Then you can follow me on YouTube at Miss K's TV. That's where you find me at.
Let's go. Go check.
Pop up a few times.
Yes.
Pop up a few times. Yeah.
Matter of fact, Fahim, Fight Night. How the hell could I miss a Fight Night that's going to be the most? That's the best way to come back to Fight Night. We got, you know what I'm saying, Tekken 8, the beta, and Street Fighter 6 with the new character, Rachet. Brother, it is Fight Night is a certainty. There ain't nothing. My daughter's birthday is done. I ain't gonna be bothered. I'm gonna kick everybody out there, put them to bed. I'm good. No, my baby girl hit me up talking I want to play Worms. Not tonight. Fight Night is definitely returning. Well, so we gonna do some Tekken and we're gonna do some Street Fighter 6 for sure Sunday night. So I hope you guys will come and check us out. It'll be on Twitch, and then I'll record a little bit and put some on YouTube later on. But yeah, come and check me out on Twitch. Street Fighter, I'm probably gonna get my ass beat because I haven't played Street Fighter since it launched. You know, so it's been about 3 weeks. So That's going to be bad stuff. But anyway, Ham Solo, man, appreciate it as always. That brother still got his glasses on. Rock with baby Bubba. We're going to play
the game. He got to control it. Man. Come on.
Yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to play funky tonight. Anyway, where can we find you at, Ham Solo?
You can find me with this bozo any Monday.
Y'all got a show? Damn, let's go.
I'm talking about the head honcho, the head bozo of GRG. You can find me.
That's who it is, huh?
You can find me either here every other Monday and every Friday, or you can catch me on my own personal channel, TSWS Gaming, and then on Twitter you can catch me at HamSolo05Game.
Nice, excellent. King, I'm going to play with every character. I can't wait to see the King. Tekken plays so different, but it's cool. It is going to, I think it's going to bring a lot more newcomers in it, because once they figure out that it's not as technical as it's technical, but it's not. It's a real sweet balance. Have you got a chance to play it, Miss K?
Not yet, but I got my fight stick right here ready.
Oh man, it is.
I got it.
It's like accessible like Dead or Alive, because you can just press buttons, but then it's technical because you can still do sidestepping and flex. Like it's really different. Like it's the most different Tekken of all time, but it is raw. It is great. The combos you can set up, and then it's legit. It's legit. Sonics, man, where can they find you at other than hell? Where can they find you at, brother? Where can they find? Let everybody know where they can find you at.
I was about to quote some AC/DC, but I said I'm gonna leave it alone.
Oh man! Oh my God! Goodness. Yes.
Now, I don't know. I float everywhere. I pop up here and there. That's about it.
Okay. All right,
Everybody
man.
know how I roll, man.
Nobody knows how you roll.
Oh my God!
Thank you, senior citizen. We do appreciate it. Yes, I hopefully I can get this put on my taxes for me helping out the elderly. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Man, I could put some cellophane around you and make some gorilla cookies.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that. Hey, don't get it twisted. Sir X-Man be dogging me out, man. I was sitting there, I was talking about how nice he was. I said, hey, how you doing, man? He was like, oh, man, well, you know, things like this, things like that. I said, oh, man, I'm so sorry about that, brother. And then about 5 minutes later, Ham Solo was in the chat with us. He said, oh, okay, Mega, you jumping out the water. This scene in this game reminds me of you jumping out the water. Shamble? Where did that come from? Where did that come from? I didn't say nothing bad about that man.
Oh my goodness.
So don't get it twisted when I give him a hard time, because the man gives me a hard time just for no reason.
That's in party chat, dude. It's different. It's different in party chat. That's a whole different world.
I didn't even come out. I didn't even do anything. Do something to get the
You can't even talk. Look, he's talking so fast. Party chat's a whole different world. All y'all know that.
Mega coming up the water. I'm like, God damn. So don't think it's all me just beating up on the elderly. The elderly beats up on me, and I get his ass when he comes on the podcast. Anyway, everybody have a good one. You know it's Friday night. If y'all about to hit it up, it's still early. It's 10:55 Central Time. So if y'all about to hit the spots, go do the damn thing. Hey, I got to live through y'all. So if you don't go do the damn thing, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, if y'all going to do the damn thing, do it. Protect yourselves. You know what I'm saying? And if not, game and do everything else. But remember, if you do pick up something, you better do that pants off, dance off. We out. Peace.
Peace.
Hey, thanks for checking out the GRG podcast. All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Make sure to join us every Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. This was the GRG podcast.